Hey, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to the Hanging On to Hope podcast.
I'm Brenda J.
And I'm Karen Wonder.
And we are HangingOnToHope.org.
This podcast is intended as educational and is not psychological or medical advice. Always consult a professional when needed, and we disclaim any liability in connection with the instruction, information, or advice given.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Hanging On to Hope podcast. This is Brenda J. Today, we'd like to welcome Nicolee Thompson to the show. One of our board members, Mandy, introduced us to her. Nicolee is the CEO, Executive Director of Harvest Compassion Centers. Their mission is to provide food and clothing in a hope-filled environment to the underserved in the greater Phoenix area. They do this through food and clothing banks. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. So happy to be here.
Continuing with part 2.
Yeah.
Great. And I love that your resources there, and because there's so many people don't realize how many aspects to like one domestic violence case there is. Like with the safety plan, with the court, with the order of protection, with the serving it, with getting them a shelter, with, and then being able to say, oh, you can go get some food here. Like the last person that we helped with 6 kids, and I gave her all your centers, and then she went to Hope Women's Center, but because she didn't have any food.
Yeah.
But, so it's like one less thing, because there's just so many aspects to it that people just don't understand. So.
It's overwhelming, right?
I did. I took it to her house.
Awesome.
Oh, this was so cool what the Lord did. So this one same person with 6 kids, she had 3 orders of protection and she had to flee and she didn't have anything. And then she said to me, all I need now is kitchen stuff. And the neighbors didn't even know that. And they came over and brought all this kitchen stuff over. And what did they say to you? They were just getting rid of their kitchen stuff. Yeah,
she's retired. She doesn't cook anymore for herself. So she had nice stuff.
And how did God knows.
Yeah.
God brought you there to that neighbor.
Yeah. They brought it over to our house and they're like, here's a bunch of kitchen stuff. And I'm like, how do they know I need kitchen stuff? I'm just like, this is awesome. When you don't have to worry about things, but God takes care of everything. So your website states in Arizona, 918,940 people face hunger and 288,950 of them are children. That's 1 in 8 people and 1 in 6 children. What is Harvest Compassion Center doing to help alleviate this problem?
Yeah, such big numbers, right? I will say in 15 years, it's gotten slightly better, like this much, like the small is our margin. So that encourages me because for the first 5-6 years, I felt like we were spinning our wheels because there's just so much need out there, right? My brother was a big kid. He loved kids. He'd get on the ground and play with kids. He was a kid at heart. I never quite saw a really mature young man. And so we always knew we wanted to take care of kids, right? Because my brother that was his heart and passion. So half of our clients are kids. In 2024, we served over 19,000 families at all of our locations. And that's about 90,000 individuals. And half of those are kids. So somewhere between 45 and 50,000 children we're feeding every single year. So that's a big number now.
Yeah.
But we still do it one kid at a time. I still go back to just year 1 for us and serving one family, our first family, and the impact of just picking out your own groceries for what that does for a child and for a mom or dad or grandparent. And we have everything at kids' height too. So we're a mini mart with shelves that are intentionally low for kids. So they can go pick out their own favorite cookie or cracker or snack, whatever that is. Again, so it's just a normal shopping experience. So kids aren't having these memories of, when we were hungry, when we were poor, when we were this. I remember going to this place and we got this box. And I said, no, they just come in and pick their own food like you do at the regular grocery store. So really there's no distinction between us and Fry's or Walmart, Safeway as they get older. So we were really intentional about creating those lifelong memories for the kids that come in, creating that dignity for the moms and dads that go along with it. And then really it's changing communities happens one family at a time. Can't change 10,000 at once and get overwhelmed with it. You can just see who's at the desk, who's number 2 today, who's number 7, who's number 74, and take your time with every single person that we see. And we know we can't change hunger stats in Arizona, but we know we're making a little bit of an impact every day. And if we can do that, I know we're doing a lot of good.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know the stats were that high. So thank you for what you do.
Yeah, that's great. In your opinion and with your background, what can each and every person do to help the poor in their community, whether they're in Arizona, the United States, or worldwide?
Yeah, absolutely. So just do something, right? My first ask is do something. Be like, okay, Nicole, what do I do? And they have this freak out moment of like, how do I help people? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So go on Google at this point in the game, right? It's either ask your friend or go on Google and see where your heart wants to help people. If you think you want to help at a food bank, just Google food banks. If you want to help at a shelter, Google shelters. You'll find plenty of locations to click on and be able to have a volunteer application probably on your phone within 30 seconds to try something. So hands and feet, go volunteer, give one morning, one day, one afternoon, go to one event. Try something. Every place won't be a good fit, and that's okay. And volunteers that come to us, I always say it might not be their jam. That's okay. Who does your heart want to help? Do you want to help DV survivors? Do you want to help men coming out of prison? Do you want to help pets? I don't know. Who do you want to help? Because I want to help connect you to my friends who do that. Because if we all just do a little bit, one day at a time, this all gets a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
So number 1, hands and feet. It doesn't cost you anything. For us, number 2 is clean out your closets. So we have boutiques at all of our locations. 100% of our clothing is donated from the community. So we're very much community neighbors helping neighbors. So over 2,000 volunteers run our centers annually. So we are really about connecting the community together, and then do that by your clothes as well. So we ask for gently used clothes every day we're open. Again, we're processing in the back. We're cleaning those and then making them look brand new to put on the floor in our boutiques. Again, if you're going to donate it anyways, we will never sell it, and it will find a new home probably within 48 hours and someone who really needs that garment. And then lastly, of course, get involved by either donating monetarily. So it costs us $28 to feed a family of 4. We have a program called Feed One on our website, and that's just our monthly donor program where you could feed one family at a time every single month. And that really helps us. We're a grocery store, so we're buying food every single week and making sure our shelves are fully stocked. Or maybe host a food drive or a diaper drive or a peanut butter and jelly drive, whatever, toothbrush drive. We all have community, right? So it could be your coworkers. It could be your neighbors, maybe your kids on a sports team or Girl Scouts. We have all types of groups come in who host drives for us. And again, a way that you're just donating and giving back to the neighbors who need it the most.
That's great. My fiance used to put a box out in his house, and he was saying how he wants to do that again and connect with the food drive, and he would take that and give it to the food drive every so often. And it's just one small thing you could do. Yeah, I liked all the ideas you gave.
Yeah. So not even just clothing, you could donate your food. Like people don't realize how much stuff they have. And then when they meet me, somehow this guilt comes over them and they go, I really need to clean out my closet. Everybody says that to me. And then I'll see them and then they run and hide from me because they didn't clean out their closet, honestly. And then 3 years will go by and they'll go like, I still need to clean out my closet. And I'm not joking. This happens to me so much. There's a guy that lives here now and he messed up and told me he needed to get rid of a bunch of men's clothing like a month or 2 ago. And now he's hiding from me because he's
That's
like,
awesome.
I'll have it ready for next month. And then I'll be ready for next, but it
You're
really,
just a walking conviction.
it happens to me. I'm like, yeah. And then most people give the Goodwill, and I don't know a lot about them, so I don't want to say anything bad, but it's because they're convenient. But now they see me and they give it to me instead, and I'm able to give it to Hope Women's Center. And now, I don't mind at all. And now to you guys, whatever you need, because I see what you're doing.
We have no problem using guilt on people. I'm like, now you know about us. And next time I see you, guess what? I'm going to say something. They're like, okay, she's serious. I'm like, I am serious. So yeah. And Hope is amazing. They're one of our partners at our West Phoenix location. So we're literally neighbors. 20 feet apart are our front doors. Mm-hmm. And it's so great to be able to have a women's shop at our location and then say, did you need to go to Hope? Here's what Hope has. Mm-hmm. Walk them to their car, drop off their groceries, and walk them to Hope's front door. And just work together. And donors that Hope doesn't need necessarily men's clothing, but we do. And they're just sharing resources and how we can best meet our families is just amazing. So that is at the heart of what we want to do. And you got to challenge folks. You got to, because if you don't, we just get lazy. I mean, I do it too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You start accumulating stuff and it's so easy in our world. And I love how you work together because that's how we all do it, is networking.
Yeah. So if people listen to this podcast anywhere they're at and they clean out, they're going to make a difference in the world and they don't even realize it. They're going to clean out their closet, donate food, whatever, and they're going to make a difference.
Yeah.
This is great. Regarding domestic violence, Sarah McDougall has compiled worldwide resources with her Trauma Mamas app, and that's to help other people, which we've shared with our listeners. I will add that to the show notes if anyone would like it. Is there any way to access food banks and shelters in one resource worldwide?
Worldwide is a great question. We have an association of Arizona food banks. So you go online and you just go ahead and look for Arizona food banks. That site will pop up. And what you can actually do is put your zip code in there, and then it will populate any food resources that are probably 0.1 mile to probably 30-mile radius from where you're at. So it's a really good search engine just for food assistance. And then our name will pop up in those areas. And then it'll give a little description. What days they're open? Are there any fees involved with that food? Are there restrictions? Do you have to live in that zip code? The one unique thing about us is, again, no restrictions. You can live anywhere in the state of Arizona. Even if you live outside of Arizona and you're passing through, we're still going to serve you. So we have no zip code restrictions, income restrictions, all of those things that a lot of other people might ask. A lot of the food assistance is done through the schools, and you have to be a student attending that school or that school district. So again, no red tape with us. If you go on there, come on and find us right away and come on in. So, but yeah, definitely go to Google first and look for that. Also social media. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube at Harvest Compassion, and you can find us, and we try to keep all the updated things as well for close and major holiday, things like that. But you can usually find that at your fingertips now.
So in each country, they should be able to just Google it where food banks are.
Yeah. I know every state has a assistance. I don't know what other countries have, but if you live outside of Arizona, just Google and there'll be association per state.
Okay. That's great.
I love how you have special outreaches for children, a back to school outreach and a Christmas toy drive. Every Christmas, hanging on to hope, we deliver toys and gifts to families at shelters on Christmas Day. And we know firsthand what a joy and blessing it is for the children and for the moms and whoever's staying in the shelter. Can you tell our listeners more about those programs? And even if they're not in Arizona, what they could do to help bring joy to children in these situations?
Absolutely. So our back to school initiative has now transitioned to getting the brand new pair of school shoes for those kiddos going back to school, whether that be July, August here in Arizona, or maybe later months for others. So we really want to make sure we're getting the right size shoe. And then usually it's a gym shoe, right? So the right type of shoe. We might have flip flops, but that's not what you want to send your kiddos to school in on that day one. And I know my kids always love, okay, the new pair of shoes, right? Well, that's just not reality for most of our families. And they might have 5, 6, 7, 8 kids they're trying to actually buy shoes for. And just what a brand new pair of shoes does for the confidence of that kid walking into that first day with their school supplies and backpack. I mean, it's huge. I'm an ex-teacher, so I saw it firsthand. And even the older kids, even the teenagers and the preteens who think they're too cool, guess what? They're actually pretty happy with these new kicks they got on. So we do that all summer long. Again, no qualifications, and we want to do one pair of shoes per kiddo that visits us. We need help with that. That is a huge need every single year. We did over 500 kids last summer, and we hope to do more this summer because we ran out. We couldn't do more. So that's our big push in our June, July months out here in Arizona. And then for Christmas holiday time, about 10 years ago, it was only me at the center. I was the only employee with volunteers, of course, and I was the only computer check-in girl. And I was just really tired during the holiday months saying, I'm so sorry I don't have that. I'm so sorry we don't have that. And people asking where they can get holiday toys, Christmas toys, and those type of items. And we get new toys in year round because we have kids play corners where we give out a book and toy every time a child comes into our center 6 days a week. And so what we would do is we'd have this brand new toy come in. We'd open it up so someone wouldn't misuse that brand new toy and try to return it. And then we put it in our kids play corner. So we have toys for the kids. And so I just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get storage. Let's put these brand new toys in storage so we can really be intentional and pass these out during the holidays. And so that has turned into almost a decade now of doing Christmas outreach. And right now we do about 10,000 toys in the month of December to any family that comes in and asks for it. So it's kind of controlled chaos at this point because it's a really busy 23 days for us. but we are really intentional about starting early in the month. So we actually start giving out toys on December 4th every year. And what that does is allow a mom to come on in, say, I have 2 kids. They give their wish list. I have a boy who's 7 who likes Spider-Man. I have a girl who's 8 who likes the Squishmallows and clothes and whatever it is, right? Our elves in the back will create 2 bags of toys for those kiddos. By the time they're done shopping within the center, their toys are actually waiting for them. We don't wrap them because then we can let mom, dad, grandparents wrap them and have it be from them, not us, right? And then what that does is they have Christmas taken care of on December 4th, and they can then pay their rent in December. They can pay their utility bills in December. A lot of our families want to provide Christmas for their kids, which we all do. And so it takes priority. They're like, no, but I can't buy this for my kid. But then they got to pay rent in 3 weeks, and now they're almost on eviction notice again. And so we really try to just teach our families, walk along them and say, here's what you do. Let us provide Christmas so you can pay your rent. Stay in your home, right? That roof is so important for you and your kiddos. So it really makes a difference us starting early. And then a lot of folks just happen to forget on December 23rd, Christmas is like tomorrow, right? At Christmas Eve. So we stay open late because most people close down. I love that you guys give out on Christmas Day because many organizations close for 2 weeks over the holiday break, Christmas to New Year's, and we stay open for that reason. And a lot of folks say, oh, you're calling on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, Harvest is still open. And again, people are donating those toys to us in those last couple of days before Christmas. We're making those bags. And like I said, about 10,000 toys go out now in the month of December for us.
Wow, that's great. With the shoes, because shoes are so expensive these days. And, there's so many different brands. Do you get any kind of deals with them?
We try. I think post-COVID, all the deals are, who knows, right? It's like everyone that we used to order from, that all changed and your shipping changed and your timelines changed on that. So we really just challenge folks. Hey, if you're taking your kids to go back to school shopping, buy another pair of shoes. It's the same shoes you bought your kid, just buy another pair. Buy another pair because your 8-year-old daughter, guess what? We serve 8-year-old girls all the time and they probably love what your kids love. And so I always say, whatever you guys are buying your own, just buy one extra. And then it's not so much. I'm not saying buy 25 extra. Now, if you want to do that, girl, please do that, right? But just buy that one pair of shoes and we'll have families that come in and just donate one pair. And that is awesome because that's one more kid taken care of, right? And that's huge. That's so big. And I don't want to ever miss the impact of just that one that can make.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice that they have a place. You have the centers because we actually work with the O.T. Hero Foundation and we actually delivered the gifts to the New Leaf shelters. So we go to the shelters and take them there because we don't have an actual, since we work in domestic violence, we don't have an actual location.
So important. And then, and to have something small for the moms, right? And
these kids, we give quite a bit of, they don't just get one thing, but those kids this year, they were dancing around with the elves and it was just, it was priceless. Like
laughing,
the memories and these kids were just loving it. So is there anything else you'd want to share with our listeners about Harvest Compassion Centers?
Is there anything else I want to share? Well, thank you so much for letting me share about who we are and what we do and why we do it. And I just want to encourage everyone just to do something. The impact you can make, you might think it's so small, like, oh, my $1, my one pair of shoes, my one canned food drive, right? My 1 hour of volunteering. But it goes a long way and it truly is impactful. And just the connections that you can have with one lady, one kid, one grandparent, those stick with you. And I know you guys know this because of all the women that you help and the kids you help. Those are stories that will be impacting your life. So I'm just always saying, be brave, be fearless, try something new, expose your kids and family to what it means to volunteer and give back and serve. And I think the more we can open up society's eyes to what's out there, what the real issues are and boots on the ground, like what that actually means for those families. We're educating families one at a time. And I think that makes it all easier for us. So, but follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn at Harvest Compassion. Find us there. And, even sharing posts. Someone's like, what can I do? I can't do all of this stuff. Well, if you're on Instagram, just share our posts. Now you're building an audience and our families find us on social media. They're like, I found you on Google and I found that you had nice, pleasant Google reviews. So I trusted you to come in. And so leaving a Google review, never think that what you do in the 30 seconds is insignificant. Everything, it's a building block and it helps us serve that next family.
Right.
That's
Right.
doable, and everybody can do one thing. That's very doable. So we thank you so much for coming onto the podcast and sharing that you're helping and blessing our community and our city. How can someone find you? Well, you already kind of talked about that. You're on social media on all the main social media things. So do you have a website too, or?
Yes. So harvestcompassioncenter.org is our website. So go there for all of the, volunteer needs, donation needs, how to host a food drive. If your company wants to do something, we can do Amazon wish list for you guys. We try to make it really easy and convenient too. So donation boxes, you name it. But yeah, check out harvestcompassioncenter.org.
And you can donate directly on that website too, if they wanted to.
Yes, ma'am. 365 days a year, I'd say. We never close it.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yes, I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's awesome.
I love the
Thank you
spirit
so
behind
much
it.
for
I
having
can
me.
see
It
your,
was so much fun.
yeah, I can see your brother's spirit is, with all of you. And that just is what makes it so amazing and so great.
Yeah, this was ended up being very exciting.
Yeah, it's going
to be very.
I didn't put you to sleep. That's a win. I love it.
All of a sudden, I want to give, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I want to go. I want to go myself.
I'm like, she talked me into giving.
Yes.
Anyway, so what's a wrap?
Telling someone, I go, like, what are you doing today? I go, well, I'm jumping on this podcast. They're like, you're hosting a podcast? I go, no, I will never host a podcast. I am not that talented. I can't get that to work. So
well, you gotta pull it up so you can listen to your own, though.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your day. She's just wonderful.
I know.
Yeah,
you're great.
she is.
I loved your
Well, it was
energy.
nice meeting you and good seeing you again, Brenda.
Yeah. Yes.
Great.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you guys. Have a
Bye.
good one.
Have a good day.
I see forehead and chin, so I know you're there. Nicole with
Nicole.
2 E's.
Oh, Nicole with 2 E's. Okay. Well,
You're not the only
Great.
one,
You
so,
are.
my one friend spells hers with a Y. So she'll be like, Nicole with a Y. So I'm used to
Okay,
it.
I haven't seen that. I gotta meet her. We're weird.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Their mission is to provide food and clothing in a hope-filled environment to the undeserved in the greater Phoenix area.
Just why I think you said undeserved instead of underserved.
Did I?
Yes, I
Okay,
caught that too.
Let me start over. I'll start over.
No, you're good.
I said undeserved.
We definitely don't want to put that out there.
I'd be like, what? What did she say?
Nobody
Oh my
deserves
God, we
this.
got a
Come on
blooper
in.
already. We need a blooper.
All right. They do this through food and okay. For which that help. What am I saying here?
Thanks for tuning in to Hanging On to Hope. Check out our website, hangingontohope.org. There are resources on there, and if you would like to donate or volunteer, you can do that through our website. We are a brand new nonprofit, so we appreciate any and all support. And we thank you for listening, and until next time, keep hanging on to hope. We are evidence that there is hope and healing for you, and our passion is to help you find it too. So thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening, everyone.